Here's a man getting a sword through his skull. And here's someone else calmly being disemboweled. No screaming, no flinching, just mild concern. So, what was going on? Were medieval people just built different? Or is this another case of artistic weirdness that's stranger than it seems? If you've ever browsed through a medieval manuscript, and let's be honest, who hasn't, you might have noticed something a bit off. People are constantly getting stabbed, beheaded, or devoured by rabbits, and yet their expressions rarely change. No pain and no terror. Sometimes they even look a little bored. What gives? Let's get one thing straight. Medieval artists weren't going for realism. Manuscript art was symbolic, not emotional. The goal wasn't to show how something felt, but to show what it meant. Take martyrdom scenes, for example. The calm expression on a dying saint wasn't an oversight. It was intentional. It meant they were spiritually ready, serene, even triumphant. Pain and fear, that was for sinners. Another reason? Faces were basically copy-pasted. Monks and scribes often weren't trained artists. They were working with limited tools, tight margins, and a deadline. You didn't need a pain face or fear face or being eaten by snails face. You just needed a face. Which is how you end up with this poor guy, who looks like he's thinking about lunch while being stabbed in the liver. But there's a darker angle too. Death was everywhere in the Middle Ages. Plague, famine, war, childbirth, you name it. The average medieval person saw death not as a shocking twist, but as something, well, inevitable. So maybe it's not that people didn't feel fear, they just didn't expect anything else. Of course, some of it is just plain absurd. Marginalia, those weird little doodles in the margins of manuscripts, often show things such as rabbits firing arrows or stabbing knights. Some historians think this was a kind of medieval meme culture, scribes amusing themselves after hours of copying text. So, if you see a decapitation where no one seems to mind, it might not be symbolism or realism. It might just be the medieval version of, thank goodness it's Friday. So, no, medieval people weren't emotionless robots. But their art had a different job to do, and expressing raw human pain just wasn't part of the brief. In fact, the next time you see a saint being boiled alive with the expression of someone waiting for the bus, remember, to the medieval mind, how you died mattered less than why. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, check out my other video on bizarre medieval marginalia, where rabbits and snails rule the battlefield. And hey, if you think this was weird, just wait.